believe it. It is unbelievable. What?
Unbelievable, but apparently it's true.
It says a fellow is coming over here. What?
It seems he is.
Well, it's absolutely incredible.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean to say, you answer me this. Are we or are we not the greatest nation on earth?
Indeed we are, sir, without a doubt.
We are. What?
Yes? Oh, yes, certainly. What?
Well, what's the government doing about it, eh? What?
Oh, nothing, I think.
What? Nothing. What? Nothing. What?
Well, nothing at all as far as I know.
Well, it is a scandal. It's an insult. It is an outrage.
I quite agree with you, sir.
Well, I mean to say this. German fella, what's his name? A human. He ought to be tarred and feathered, eh? What? That's what ought to happen. Is the government doing that, eh?
Oh, Carstairs can tell us. Hello, Carstairs. Raffles. Carstairs, you're the Foreign Office. We were talking about this von Heumann fellow.
Yes?
He ought to be tarred and feathered, eh?
We wondered perhaps you could tell us what the government is actually doing about it.
Tarred and feathered, it's the only thing, what?
What the Foreign Office decides, it's its own affair, but I can tell you what I'm doing about it myself.
Tar and feather.
What's that?
I've invited him down to my place in Gloucestershire for the weekend.
You what? You what?
It seems he's fond of hunting. We can give him some good hunting.
You what?
And I felt just as indignant about it as old Willoughby did. Jolly nearly challenged Carstairs to a fight.
Oh, lucky you didn't. He was an amateur champion in his youth.
Has Britain gone soft? That's what I want to know.
Not Britain. Its representative.
Do you know what we'd have done 50 years ago? Less? We'd have sent a gunboat up the Spree, or whatever it is, and blown the Kaiser's palace to pieces.
Perhaps not such a good idea now.
And old Willoughby's quite right. We'd have tarred and feathered this von Heumann chap. Horsewhipped him, too, so he wouldn't be able to move for a week. And by heavens, if ever a man deserved horsewhipping, he does. He and his imperial master, Wilhelm.
I agree with you about the Imperial Master.
Had the effrontery to accept this pearl, or whatever it is, from Queen Victoria as a gift.
No, Bunny. Actually, Queen Victoria gave the pearl to her daughter, who was Wilhelm's mother.
Anyway, he got hold of this pearl by fair means or foul.
Bunny, you are talking like a radical newspaper.
He got hold of this pearl, and he's going to give it to the King of the Cannibal Islands as a reward because the king thumbed his nose at the British.
No. He's going to restore the pearl to the king, who is the descendant of its original owner.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's not why Wilhelm's giving the pearl.
Indeed it is not.
Giving it to cock a snook at us, to deliberately thumb his nose at the British.
Indeed he is.
But why can't you get indignant like me?
I can, I do. I am.
Well, you don't show it.
Because I am planning not a mere punishment, but a revenge.
What?
According to the best newspapers, that pearl is worth £100,000.
Yes, I believe.
Well, now, I won't pretend that I need £100,000, but it would be rather nice to have £100,000.
Yes, I suppose it would.
So we could spend next winter in Monte and lose it all at the casino there. Is Monsieur Blanc still running it?
I don't know. I've never been.
Oh, you shall go there, Bunny, and fling your francs onto the green cloth with the best of them.
You mean?
I mean, we will have that pearl that von Heumann is carrying for our country's sake, and for our sake, too.
Hurrah!
For once, self-interest and patriotism both point in the same direction.
But will you be able to sell the pearl? It's an awfully big one.
Yes, it's not like a diamond that you can subdivide. But we could take a pearl fishery when the next cricket season is over. It would come after months of ill luck, just as we were about to sell the schooner. We would haul it up, together with a lot of small fry, and by Jove, we'd be the talk of the Pacific. Another pearl, as big as the Kaiser's. What a stroke of luck. Well, who on earth can that be at this time of the night?
I'll go and see.
No, it's all right, I will. I'll give them a piece of my mind for disturbing it. Just as I was going to bed. Well, just as I was going to have a nightcap anyway. Hello, Carstairs. Come in.
Raffles, do hope I'm not disturbing you.
No, not at all.
Thought you might be going to bed.
No, far from it.
It was simply for something I could perfectly well have asked you at the club.
Oh, yes, but there's such an infernal row going on there, one could scarcely hear myself think.
Hardly the place for a private conversation.
Yeah. Do go in.
Thank you.
You know Manders, I believe, member of the club?
I've seen you, but I don't think we've actually met.
Sir Reginald Carstairs.
How do you do? Delighted to meet you. You're Raffles' friend, I understand.
Yes.
And partner?
Well, I suppose when he needs help, I'm the one who helps him.
That's what I thought.
Drink, Carstairs?
Thank you. With soda, if I may.
Yes, of course.
And if I might have a word in private with you. Just for a minute. You'll excuse us, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll go.
No, don't go.
Well, just into the hall, anyway.
It is rather confidential.
Yes.
Thank you.
Quite understand.
Thank you. Thank you. Good help.
When you please.
This German fellow, von Heumann, you were all talking about tonight.
Yes?
Taking the Pearl out to the Pacific as a present for, what's his name?
Oh, King Canoodle Dum, something like that.
Yes, yes. Well, it's not only the deliberate affront of the Kaiser giving it to King Canoodle Dum in the first place,
So that's about enough.
but it's a calculated insult on top of that of von Heumann.
Passing through London with the Pearl on his way to the South Seas.
Yes. Foreign Secretary is very upset. So is the Prime Minister.
I should think so, too.
Yeah. What the Queen thinks about it, I don't know, but...
You're willing to bet?
Yes, she feels it more keenly than anybody else.
Well, it was her Pearl in the first place.
Just it. And it's not only that. It's Germany asserting herself as a colonial power.
Exactly.
Having opinion on South Pacific matters.
Which are none of their business.
Exactly. Now, we must show them once and for all that the South Pacific is British and they can jolly well keep their nose out of it.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you propose to do that?
Well, I've invited him down to my place for the weekend. I can quite properly do so. I am the Foreign Office, and he is the Kaiser's envoy with rank of ambassador. And while he is staying with me, we steal the pearl from him.
What? You do what?
That would teach him and his master a lesson they wouldn't forget, wouldn't it, eh?
Yes, indeed it would. What an extraordinary notion.
I thought I'd come out with it, you know, just like that.
Yes.
You're astounded, obviously.
Well, it is the most astounding thing I've ever heard.
Do you like it?
Yes.
You'll help us?
Help? How could I help you?
By coming down to Gloucestershire for the weekend and
And
stealing the pearl.
on behalf of the Foreign Office.
On behalf of every true-born Englishman.
Yes. Why do you think that I, as against anybody else, should be particularly good at stealing? I mean, stealing things like jewels.
Oh, you struck me as the sort of fellow who'd be good at it. Sportsman, all that. Particularly good, I got the impression.
Just that, an impression.
Yeah.
I see.
A lot of other people share that impression.
In the Foreign Office.
Shall we say in government circles?
Ah.
Will you on?
Well, supposing, for the sake of argument, supposing I agreed to help you and did, in fact, steal this pearl.
Yes, good.
Which I am told is worth £100,000.
Oh, at least.
As a purely hypothetical question, to whom would the pearl then belong, in your opinion?
To you, of course.
To me.
We are not interested in the pearl as a pearl.
Nor in the thief as a thief.
Not at all. We simply want to reply to the Kaiser in the sharpest and most effective manner.
Yes. One other question, not hypothetical. What makes you so sure that this von Heumann fellow will actually have the pearl with him? Why might he not leave it in the strong room, at the embassy, or in his bank, perhaps?
We have spies in Berlin.
I imagine.
Yes. And they inform us that von Heumann is under instructions not to let the pearl, what were the words, out of his sight or grasp until he gives it to King Canoodle Dum. As much as his life is worth.
I look forward to it being worth his life.
You'll do it.
Unaccustomed as I am.
But you told me you can't ride.
Did I?
And they're going to spend the whole weekend hunting.
Oh, I can ride well enough for that.
I distinctly heard you say...
But whatever it was I said, I was probably making a joke. I do sometimes make jokes.
Oh, do you?
Anyway, the important thing about the weekend is...
What?
Please try to remember, please, not to call them dogs.
call what dogs?
Dum, dum. Morning, Sir Reginald.
Morning, Raffles. Sleep well?
Like a top. Morning, Miss Carstairs.
Morning, Mr. Raffles. Oh, I'm glad Father's given you Paddy.
Your best hunter?
No, my favourite.
Oh. I shall try to deserve it.
I hope you do.
And I shall try to be a favourite, too.
Oh, look at the captain.
By all that's Germanic.
Morning, Captain.
Morning, Sir Reginald. Thank you. It's a great day for the foxes.
Oh, we'll find one for you.
I hope so. I want to be in at the kill.
We'll make sure you are.
Father's given him Caesar, our best hunter. I do hope the captain knows how to manage him.
I should think the uniform would impress the horse.
I shall ride along the side of your beautiful daughter. So sorry.
Retry! 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 Retry again! Retry!
Come in. Oh,
Hello. You coming down to dinner?
what? Yes. Oh, as soon as I've changed this shirt.
What's the matter with it?
The laundry is the matter with it. The collar's shrunk.
Oh, well, it's winter.
What's that got to do with it?
You haven't been playing. You've probably got fatter.
I have not got fatter. The shirt has shrunk.
Of course. You want to be smart for Felicia, eh?
For my vanity's sake. And for Felicia.
And to give von Heumann a run for his money?
Yes, to give our Teutonic friend a little healthy competition in the flirtation stakes.
Oh, I don't know what competition he'll be after getting that bonk on the head. He was out for more than an hour.
Prussian heads are made of solid ivory. They're very difficult to dent. Oh, damn this thing!
Well, if you're starting again, I think I'll go on down.
Yes, why don't you?
I'll see you down there.
Yes, all right. Oh. Oh, come on!
Raffles,
What now?
I don't think I'm going mad, but I thought...
You thought what?
I saw Inspector Mackenzie coming along the corridor dressed as one of the guests. There he is.
Come in.
Evening, sir. Evening, Mr. Manders.
Ah, good evening, Mackenzie. Have they roped you in too? Not as one of the guests, but may I hazard a guess? As butler?
Under butler, sir.
Yes. Of course, assisting the regular man.
Aye.
And doubtless you'll be keeping an ear open to our conversation whilst you're pouring the wine.
And I'm to be particularly attentive to Hauptmann von Heumann, sir.
Well, and to me too, I hope.
Well, I'm in receipt of no instructions concerning you, Mr. Raffles, except to help you in any way I can.
Huh? We've come here for the hunting and for nothing more.
What?
Bunny, you know me, how potty I am about horses. You scarcely ever see me off one. Now is one of the rare moments. Thank you very much, Mackenzie. That will be all.
Oh, thank you, sir. I'll just say this to Mr. Raffles, more in person. I hate the thought of helping you commit a burglary, but I hate even more the thought of you rejecting my offer of help. I will help you, Mr. Raffles, whether you like it or not. Evening, sir. Mr. Manders.
Evening, Mackenzie.
Now, what was all that about?
The British government wants me to steal that pearl. Now Scotland Yard wants me to steal the pearl.
Well, you want to steal the pearl.
Yes, but in my own way, as I've always done it before. Not with the police helping me. You can't have the cat helping the mouse to a piece of cheese. It's not natural. Why don't you go down to dinner?
He said he could ride one as well. Never
At least.
Where is she? I'm so glad your fall hasn't affected your appetite.
Pardon?
Your fall this morning, off your horse.
Oh, no. Nothing ever affects my appetite.
Splendid.
It only makes me enjoy my food more.
Marvelous.
And enjoy more the company of beautiful women like yourself.
How nice for you. Captain's fall this morning seems to have been a good thing.
Well, it was amusing, and whatever is amusing is good.
We hunt again tomorrow?
Yes, I'm sure we do. Father,
Yes, what is it?
where is the moot tomorrow?
At Didmark.
Ah, good.
A village near here, you know it?
No, I mean good we hunt.
You like hunting so much.
Hunting and women and war, these three things was man made for.
Oh, yes?
Yes.
And what was woman made for, do you think, Captain?
She was made for man, of course.
And not for hunting or war.
No.
But I hunt, and I don't fall off.
Ah, yes. Well, you see, that would not have happened had it been as it is in Germany.
If what had been?
In Germany, you see, I have my servant riding on a horse behind me.
And he stops you from falling off.
I cannot fall off in front of my servant.
But why not?
Why not? It would not be correct. It would not be dignified. It would not be aristocratic.
Is that your servant standing behind you now?
Yeah,
What's his name?
Rumpelmeyer.
What is he doing there? He's not waiting on you.
He's standing behind me. He always stands behind me.
To protect you?
Yeah.
What from?
I don't know what from. From anything.
Better safe than sorry, eh? Very wise.
And you know, at night, he sleeps across the door of my room.
Does he not?
Interesting.
He is a light sleeper, but I am heavy. He is very light.
He wakes at the slightest sound.
At the slightest sound.
Remarkable fellow.
Didn't Napoleon have someone who slept across the door of his room?
Rustam, Napoleon's Mameluke. That makes two great soldiers who've had that same habit.
Two?
Yes, Napoleon and me.
Two great soldiers.
Yes, indeed.
Napoleon and him.
Not to mention Rooster, his Mameluke.
Yeah, what is a Mameluke?
The conceit of the fellow.
Hunnish. They're all the same.
You've been there, have you, buddy?
Germany? Good heavens, I wouldn't dream of going. This Hyman's room.
Yes. And he and Rumpelstiltskin have been ensnared by Miss Carstairs at the billiard table downstairs. And we'll be there for at least another half hour, I should think. Keep watch for me, Bunny.
Watch?
Yes. If anything goes wrong, tap on the door.
Oh, good evening, Inspector.
Evening, Miss Mendelson. Would you mind not calling me that in public, at least?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were in public.
Well, somebody might hear you.
I suppose. It's just that I always think of you as Inspector. Psst! Sorry.
Is your friend Mr. Raffles in his room?
No, he's having a bath.
Oh, is he now? Well, I'll call upon him later.
All right. Mackenzie's just gone.
Has he?
He was looking for you.
Was he?
I told him you were having a bath.
Always a safe excuse for an Englishman.
And Mackenzie's not English.
I am. It's a dumb waiter, Bunny, which services all floors. Would you?
Well?
Well, the Foreign Office have put me immediately above von Heumann, but 2 floors above. No doubt reckoning that 2 floors is neither here nor there to a chap in a reasonable state of training. Anyway, we shall see.
And you're going to go down there?
Yes. At 2 o'clock this morning when the servants were sleeping.
Can you? I mean, are you as thin as all that? Oh, don't start that again.
I tried it this afternoon whilst you were having your siesta and the house was quiet. It's just possible. But there's no room for anything sticking out. Like clothes.
Oh, rather you than me.
Rumpelstiltskin is a very light sleeper with, I'll wager, a very light finger on a very light trigger.
Yeah, I should think.
But it is a way that Mackenzie hasn't thought of, and that may be important.
Well, he's on our side.
Give me the power, would you? Timeo dones et dona ferentes. Which means I don't trust the police when they're on my side.
No, it means I fear the Greeks.
Funny,
and
that mine was a modern version.
Smidget!
Come in.
Ah, Mr. Raffles.
Oh, hello, Inspector. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was just washing my hands.
I wanted you to know that Captain Heuman's door is open and he's down below playing billiards with Miss Carstairs.
Oh, thank you. I'm not jealous of him.
You could steal the pearl and be 10 miles away from the house before anybody discovered the theft.
What on earth gave you the idea that I intend to steal a pearl from von Heumann?
Well, Sir Reginald Carstairs gave me the idea.
Oh, did he? Then he perhaps might also tell you how.
Oh, see, I beg your pardon.
Not at all.
Oh, well, I'll say good night again, Mr. Raffles.
Good night again, Mr. Mackenzie.
Mr. Lannis.
Good night. When you get into von Heumann's room, do you know where the pearl is?
He carries it on his person.
Where on his person?
I don't know. I searched him this morning when he was unconscious. And it wasn't in his pockets. Certainly not there. Now, he changes his clothes as often as anyone else. It certainly is underwear to be washed like any normal person, so it can't be sewn into the lining of anything. And that leaves only one place.
What?
I shall tell you. Shortly after 2 o'clock this morning. Time?
Good luck, Raffles.
You'll stand guard for me, will you?
Yes.
Faithful sentry.
Unto death.
Well, let's hope it won't be as bad as all that. Right. Barney, give me the poker, will you, please?
What's it for?
This shelf isn't going to take my weight or anything like it, so I shall try and wedge it. Oh, get in there. Now, then, ease that down. That'll do it.
Good.
Right.
Au revoir. Who's that?
Mackenzie, can I speak to Mr. Raffles?
No.
Well, can I come in?
No. He's not here.
Oh, where is he then?
And
Well, where is he?
he's having a bath.
At this time of night?
Well, he keeps clean at all times, day and night.
Help me.
Your hand. You all right?
Yes. Yes, I'm all right.
So some bandages. You're rather bloody.
No, I'm fine. Just had to take the panelling off in von Heumann's room, and there wasn't much room to maneuver. It was a bit cramped. It wasn't easy. Oh, don't ever ask me to do that again. I don't think that chloroform fire was quite empty. Oh, I feel terrible.
Should I get a doctor? Are you all right?
No, I'm fine. It's nothing that £100,000 won't cure.
You got it.
I think I shall have a bath.
What, another one?
Morning, Manders. Morning, Raffles.
Morning, Sir Reginald.
Morning.
Congratulations.
What?
I thought by the captain's face this morning.
Thought what?
You'd managed it last night. Well done.
Extraordinary.
Morning, Mr. Raffles.
Morning, Miss Carson.
Mr. Manders.
Good morning, Miss Carstairs.
I hear I am to congratulate you.
Oh, what?
I hear.
It's very nice of everybody to think that I'm to be congratulated.
Well, not exactly everybody.
Morning, Captain von Heumann.
Morgan.
Lovely morning, isn't it?
Night.
Extraordinary the way people are behaving today.
Good evening, friends. Good evening, Mr. Raffles, sir.
Beckett, I trust I find you well as I am myself.
Oh, fair to you.
Jolly
Oh,
good.
by the way, sir, they're up there waiting for you. Go on. Oh, two German gentlemen, I think they were, sir.
German?
They said you invited them for a drink after dinner. At least, one of them was a gentleman. I wasn't sure about the other one, being a foreigner. It's difficult to tell with foreigners sometimes, sir.
Have they been up there long?
About 20 minutes, sir. They said they knew they were early, but they didn't mind waiting.
Yes, I bet they didn't. Come on, buddy.
Oh, they said that they spent the weekend with you at some little Carstairs, sir.
Thank you, Beckett. And then wait to be invited in. Heumann! You swine!
Man von Heumann, if you please.
A sneak thief does not deserve officer's rank, nor the aristocratic font.
Sit down, Raffles. We will see who is the sneak thief.
Well, Bunny, I suppose we have no choice but to do as he says.
You have no choice at all. Ruppelmeier. Halt him fest. Die Pistole. Good. So you wish to shoot me, nicht wahr?
I still do.
But now you will be still and quiet.
Oh, do you think so?
Still, though.
How will you make me?
You will be quiet.
Fine!
Rumpelmeyer? The Minden. Sleeping. Did that hurt you, Raffles? Now you will be still and quiet while I search for my pearl. Good command. You see, Raffles, we will leave not a stone unturned, as you say in English. Was ist das? Rumpelmeyer. Nimm den Knebel aus. Now you will tell me, what is that?
That is someone at the door.
Let them wait.
It seems they don't like waiting.
If no one answers, they will go away.
Oh, perhaps. But you better make sure. Will you please go away?
Silence! Mr. Raffles again.
Who is that?
It's the police, I'm afraid.
Police?
Yes. I'm so sorry. Though they may be able to help you. What did you say it was you were looking for? A pearl? Was it? Well, if you untie my hands, I'll help you look for it myself.
Rumpelmeyer. Bind ihm los. Schnell, schnell, Rumpelmeyer. Die Polizei kommt.
Ah, yes. Thank you so much. And when the Polizei kommt, they're liable to ask for explanations. I'm so sorry I forgot. You don't understand English, do you? He's the one who does. May I?
I think not. And if you say anything to the police, I will shoot you.
No!
Raffles again.
Come on in, Inspector. The door is open.
Evening, Mr. Raffles. Evening, Captain Hoyman.
No. Fon. Hoyman. We like the fon.
And what have you been up to?
Oh, you mean the state of the room?
I do.
You noticed it?
Oh, I couldn't help but notice it.
Yes, well, we were doing some spring cleaning. It's a little late in the year, I admit, but better late than never. And then the captain and Rumpelstiltskin came along and very kindly offered to help.
Ja, das ist so.
And poor Mr. Manders overstrained himself doing his share of the spring cleaning.
Yes, the excitement was much too much for him.
What?
No, don't you worry about a thing of that. Inspector, could you just give me a hand? We can lay him out here. That's it. You just rest down there. We'll have everything straight again in a jiffy. Now that you're here, Inspector, perhaps you could give us a hand, too.
Oh, I'm not much of a hand at spring cleaning, Mr. Raffles, no.
No, it's not that. It's just that our German friends are staying in, so sorry, Captain von Hoyman, where was it you say?
Belgrave Square.
Yes, they're staying in Belgrave Square, and they have to go now. More's the pity, and they haven't the faintest notion of how to get back there.
Well, I could show them, Mr. Raffles.
Could you? Would you really? I'd be so grateful. I'd do it myself like a shot, only I really feel that I ought to stay here and keep an eye on Bunny. Poor fellow. He always has this sort of feverish crisis, you see, every springtime. That's why we changed the time of the cleaning in the hope that it wouldn't happen. But no, as soon as I turned my back, there it was. Off again. And the number of doctors I've taken him to, you really wouldn't... They just don't seem to know what causes it, but I've never had much faith in doctors. What was it you came about, Inspector?
Oh, I prefer to tell you later, Mr. Raffles.
Ah, all right. Oh, yes, Captain von Hoyman. I believe you have my revolver. Might I have it back, please? I feel so unprotected without it at night. Thank you so much. Good night. Well, Bunny, he will never have his pearl nearer to him than it was a moment ago.
What do you mean?
It was in his hand as it is now in mine.
You mean in the revolver?
It was in my revolver as it was in his. It was such a good hiding place. Seemed a pity to use it only once.
And he didn't realize.
No. Didn't occur to the dumb cop that I might imitate him. After all, I was doing my very best to make him believe that all I wanted to do was to shoot him.
You wanted him to think of it as a weapon and not as a hiding place.
Yes.
Oh, it was lucky for you that Mackenzie came in.
Yes. What he came here for? Oh, well, we'll probably find out tomorrow. Now then, be brave.
It is understood that Captain von Human is on his way back to Berlin now. What does that mean, eh? What?
It means he's cancelled his trip to the South Pacific. He is no longer going to see King Canoodle-Dum.
But what is the meaning of it, eh? What?
Well, I suppose it means the Germans have changed their mind.
And why have they done that, eh? What? Why? What? Now, you answer me that.
I'm afraid I can't.
Ah! Because I asked a question in the house.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, yes, I asked a question. What?
Well, that must be why.
Well, of course it's why. What?
Raffles?
Hello, Carstairs.
Can I have a word with you?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, hey, Carstairs.
Yes?
What did you think of me question in the house, eh? Very good one, eh? Very piercing, eh?
Yes,
What? Caught you foreign office fellas on the hop, eh?
Yes.
What? Caught you with your trousers down, eh? What?
Yes. The fact is, I sent a fellow around to your house last night.
Mackenzie.
Is that his name? Yes, I suppose it must be.
Caught you with your bottom sticking out, eh? What?
Yes. The fact is, he wasn't able to tell you.
Gave it a damn good wallop, eh?
It's impossible, yeah. Impossible to talk to you here. Think I could call round to your place in about half an hour?
Oh, no, I'm afraid not. I'm going to Paris on the boat train.
Paris?
Yes.
For long?
Oh, just 2 or 3 days. I have some business to attend to, and some pleasure too, of course.
It's impossible to talk to you here.
Well, I hope you can wait.
So I suppose you can wait.
Good.
I might,
Like what?
come to Paris with you.
Well, yes. Why don't you? Yes. Boat train, Dover, Calais, Paris, next to no time. Great fun. Look forward to seeing you. I must go now.
Very well.
Trying to avoid.
Any of my friends, I adore the second class. The conversation's so much racy.
I'm very glad you decided not to change your mind.
No. I'm not the sort of chap who changes his mind. Once I've made a decision, I stick to it.
Right. Rum business, politics.
Oh, I imagine.
Yes. Yes, very rum. Very rum.
My dear Carstairs, you obviously want to tell me something. Now, what better place for revealing your secrets than in mid-channel with no witnesses but the sea, the sky, and the fog?
Yes, well, the fact is, you saw that von Heumann was on his way back to Berlin?
In disgrace, I should think.
Yes.
Poor fellow, such a loss of face. He's so Japanese, I'm sure he'll commit harakiri.
The whole thing turned out very well, quite apart from what happens to von Heumann. Yeah, the theft of the pearl was reported to Berlin, of course, and to London. Led to a rapid exchange of views between the two governments. An explanation. I might call it an éclaircissement.
Oh, really?
Yes. As a result of which the Germans have promised to give nothing at all to King Canoodle-Dum. And in fact to stay out of the South Pacific altogether.
Splendid.
We, for our part, have promised not to interfere with their troubles with the Hottentots in Southwest Africa. And?
I imagine we promised something else, or you wouldn't be bothering to tell me this.
Yes.
Out with it.
We promised to give them back the pearl.
Ah, I thought so.
Well, not to von Heumann, of course. Well, that's not the idea at all. From government to government. I imagine the British ambassador in Berlin will give it to the German chancellor, something like that.
Why are you telling me this?
Well, you will have to give the pearl back to me in the first place.
Oh, I see.
I'm afraid, sir. Of course, we do appreciate what you've done for us in stealing the pearl for us in the first place. And if there is anything that you would like in the way of some small recognition, the next honours list, I dare say that can be arranged.
Arthur Raffles. Order of St. Michael and St. George. For burglarious services.
Yes, well, that sort of thing. Of course, we wouldn't actually mention it.
Well, no, quite. No. For confidential services.
Yeah.
But it would be for the burglary.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I'd feel such a fraud taking it.
Not at all.
No, really, quite honestly, I'd feel that I'd done nothing to deserve it.
Nothing?
Look, Carstairs.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, what does the Queen think about all this?
Her Majesty was absolutely furious with the Kaiser for the first place.
I should think so.
Wrote him a letter of reprimand. Very severe reprimand. Seemed to think that was all that was needed.
Perhaps it was.
Well, anyway, she had absolutely nothing to do with it. No knowledge of.
The pearl and the éclaircissement.
Exactly.
Carstairs, when we first spoke of the pearl, you may remember, the whole discussion was on a suppositional basis. Everything was hypothetical.
Yes, I remember.
Well, to proceed on a similar basis, supposing I have the pearl,
As I do.
and supposing I agree to give it to you,
Yes, I trust you will.
to give to the Germans, what would it be worth? I mean, what sort of reward would I get for it?
Your reward would be the thanks of a grateful government, whatever recognition the Prime Minister decided to recommend for you.
The Order of St. Michael and St. George.
Yes, that's all. Of course, I can't guarantee it.
So I am, hypothetically, to give up a real pearl worth in hard cash £100,000 for a non-guaranteed decoration.
So I suppose you could put it that way.
I do put it that way.
Well,
It's not a fair exchange.
we would also ask Scotland Yard to wipe the slate clean and not to bother you in future.
Oh, would you? Ah, but poor Mackenzie. It would take away his reason for living.
Can't be helped. Of course, if you don't give us back the pearl.
No decoration and a dirty slate.
Very dirty indeed.
Yeah. You understand, to me, politicians are, well, a set of tricksters, not to be trusted, not even when they make promises.
I quite agree, but...
But they are to be believed when they threaten.
Yeah.
Well, then I suppose you must have this hypothetical pearl.
We must.
Or else.
Or else we shall have to arrest you and charge you with stealing.
A hypothetical case.
We would do it.
And I would reveal in open court the parts that you yourself play.
My dear chap, the case will be tried in camera. The court will never believe you.
Is that justice?
No, it's politics.
Ah, well.
My dear chap!
Good heavens, good heavens. No, no. I'm not going to kill you. Nor myself. I intend to live for years yet. No, I'm simply going to do for you what I refuse to do for Captain von Heumann.
Is it here?
Guess what, then?
The pearl.
The hypothetical pearl? No. The hypothetical pearl is here. In its hypothetical hiding place.
Now!
It's Mackenzie!
Raffles, I arrest you.
Careful, Mackenzie, careful. Sorry, Raffles, but this is the safest way. Hey!
Full fathom 5 by father lies.
Gone!
Those
In
of
mid-channel!
pearls which were his eyes.
That's not funny.
I'm sadly meditating on the fact that politicians are no more to be trusted than criminals.
You had evidence in your hand.
The pearl. Ah, did I?
I arrest you.
I'm afraid you could only arrest me, hypothetically.
Oh, I wish I'd been there to see Mackenzie's face.
I wish you had too. Mind you, it was nothing compared to Carstairs.
Oh, serves him right for a dirty trickster.
It was his fault.
And £100,000 went to the bottom of the English Channel.
Oh, I don't know. Cartridges are not as expensive as all that. They're quite cheap, really.
What?
And I did go to France fully intending to throw them overboard.
You mean you... the pearl?
Well, I didn't think it was a good idea to keep it in the same hiding place all the time.